Welcome to Channel Mac, your insight to the Australian visa system. Good day everyone, my name is Carl Yang, your online YouTube visa consultant. Are you interested in migrating to Australia? Why don't you consider to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell on the side so once we have all the updates and news, be the first one getting all the insight. Now today's video, I would like to answer a query, a question should I say, that I've been receiving on my comment section. There is whether or not in 2023 and 24 or perhaps into the future, should you choose a diploma or certificate course as an international student. Obviously it has been a very popular choices, especially for Australia, because you don't really go into the United States or UK to study those trades program, but Australia has been promoting this well for about 20-30 years. But obviously there has been a big change coming up. We have been looking into the Migration Review Report, and also the Department of Education. The Minister Jason Clare had also declared that they are cracking down on the sector. So the private sector in the education industry obviously are all focusing on all these trade courses. So the courses that only get you to certificate or diploma. Now, so should you really choose that as a pathway as an international student to come to Australia? I'm like to go through numbers of different articles or information that I had gathered in the past 6 months or in 2023 and concluded with my analysis. And if you really want to choose a trade program as a study course, what should you really get prepared with? Now, first of all, let's have a look at the this website. It's coming from Australian Department of Education. Obviously, I've done a specific video on this one. Now, what does this say? It's just a list of occupation and qualification eligible for post-study work right extension. So what does that mean? That means once you graduate, you will get extra years, not just months, extra 2 years of work rights to stay in Australia. Now, it's very important. Why? Because if you choose these courses, obviously you got more time to stay in Australia, then obviously more opportunity for you to actually migrate. Now, there has been another you probably have seen my other video that came from the Grattan Institute as well. They are talking about there just being too many Australians allowing too many international graduates to stay in Australia with work right, and that had caused a problem as well. They want to reduce it. Well, I doubt how the government will actually juggle within this, because if you don't, it's a very important program and has been copied by the UK to utilize the to attract international students and allow them to stay further on to work. So I doubt there's going to be any changes there, but anyway, we'll see what happens. Now let's go back to that website. So again, if you click on the download, it will give you a list of 3,600 something courses. Now these courses are, predominantly focusing on bachelor and master program. As you can see, there are also bachelor and master. There is no diploma courses being listed within this specific courses for extending the work right after you graduate. Now, what does this say to us? Obviously, it's promoting people to study either bachelor or above. Okay, there is no promoting on studying courses on diploma or certificate. Well, if it's not, it obviously differentiate between the higher education and the trade courses. So the problem is, if you choose to study, if you really loved those trade courses, for example, cookery, carpentry, auto mechanics, well, bad luck, because the policy is not on your side. Now, furthermore, Furthermore, I want to also show you that since there has been a little bit of twist now on the actual immigration web page on the temporary graduate visa and the graduate work stream. That's basically focused on all these trade programs. Okay, it says up to 18 months. Now it's only 18 months. Now previously during the pandemic, it was increased temporarily to 24 months. We thought the government of Australia will continue to keep that 24 month there. Now the problem with dropping it back down to 18 months of work right, the issue here is that I've done a lot of video on this one. Again, the issue here is that you don't have enough time to complete your job ready program. That's the skill assessment. So without this job, the skill assessments, obviously there's no way that you can connect it to skill migration. That's another drawback of choosing a trade courses. That's what's whether or not they're gonna change it, we don't know. But currently, 18 months, no luck. For example, if you choose a cookery course, you study 2 years, beautiful. You get that graduate work visa, you get that 18-month work right. But issue here is not enough time for you to complete your job ready program. That's for the work experience required for skill assessment. Now, without skill assessment, again, means no skill migration. Okay, so again, if you choose, so you really need to look at the medium and long term. If the medium long term cannot achieve your goal, then your short term in picking up vet or trade courses probably is not desirable things to do. Now, the third one I wanted to also show that there is also a news came out as I had mentioned at the beginning of this video, that the minister, obviously the government Department of Education Minister Jason Clare has declared that they're looking to crack down for the ghost colleges. So what is ghost colleges? I've actually done a specific video on this one. Obviously, there has been a lot of private institutions. They are creating courses allowing people to actually utilizing student visa to stay in Australia and work. Now, with this crackdown, procedures continue to go on. A lot of these private institutions, obviously, it's gonna struck them down a lot. So choosing a vet course, choosing trade courses, better choose TAFE. If you wanted to pick a private institution, well, it's still your choice. There's a risk. What happened if that course, because you probably don't know what's happening if they have been cracking down on that specific institutions, you probably don't know. Now, if you already pay the money, get the visa, a couple months later down the track, and they close down due to they are one of the so-called ghost colleges, then obviously that's your risk there. So that's a problem. That's a real problem. Now, but obviously they are definitely people who have high interest and talents in the trade courses, whether or not going to be electrician, plumber, as a chef. You can be a very famous chef. You're very good at cookery skills. So we also seen in the job skill authority. So the job skill authority was I've done a specific video on this one as well. They were elected last year in ways to actually improve job and skill Australia, to actually improve the occupation required for the need for Australia. Obviously, they have came up with a top 20. I've done a video on this one too. Top 20 occupation. Let me just magnify a little bit. I've done a specific video on particular on this one. Obviously, more than 50% of this required and demanded skills that is lack and in the shortage in 2023, most of them are still in trades occupation. Now the problem here, we have just discussed about 5-6 minutes summarizing for 2023 how bad to pick a choice as to study a trade courses. But then the list of the shortage occupation came out. Most of them are still in trades occupation. Now, should you really pick them? You look at this: the age disabled carer, retail manager. That's all trades. That's all diploma courses. Not talking about truck driver, electricians, childcare workers. That's all trade. That's all under diploma and certificate courses. Carpenter, chef, waiter. I'm not too sure if there's a course to actually study to become a waiter. Motor mechanic, fitter, construction project manager. That's still under diploma courses. And then hairdresser, project builder. That's all. As you can see, most of them are still under a trade occupation within the category. Now, here is the mystery. Now, if Australia is so lacking those trade occupations, and you pick an occupation or a skill or courses that lead you to become a tradesman, whether or not it can be a chef or cook or carpenter or plumber or electricians, it doesn't really matter, or carer. Now, is it still a good choice? Now, obviously, if you look at the policies and regulations, it's not, because it doesn't even give you enough time and work right to complete skill assessment. Hence, you cannot hardly migrate. Now, then why is it Australia is looking to cracking down on those? Obviously, those ghost colleges are no good, but shrinking back to giving only 18 months of work rights after you graduate is really a disadvantage. And when they put up another extended course list for extended work rights, that also give more disadvantages to those vet courses. But if you're really interested in those courses, obviously you still can pick it. Now, bear in mind, last but not least, we also know that the whole program of student visa, they're gonna change the original existing GTE, genuine temporary entrant, to a genuine student test with a possible introduction of interview. What does that mean? That means in the future, if you're applying for a student visa to come to Australia, you will require to go through an interview by perhaps an immigration officer. Okay, so you need to get that prepared as well. So if you study trade courses like these ones, I'm not too sure. All I can see, the success rate is below 50%. Not just to getting into a student visa, but migrate in another sense. Anyway, should you have more question, query, more than welcome to leave a comment right down below. And I'll see you next video. Goodbye.